but Comrade Dhanna, he insisted that I should come. Then I told him, I can take a train at 6:15, reach here at 11 o'clock. Then he said, 11 will be too late, our cultural program will be over, we want you to come early in the morning. So I am happy that I came early in the morning. I enjoyed your cultural program. I enjoyed the music. I could understand something, I could not understand most of the things. But it does not matter, because music has no language. Music has no religion. Music is a state of mind that transfers you to another world. And that is how I look at music. And unfortunately for us today, music also is communalized. You say Carnatic should be the sole property of the temples, nobody else. So music today is communalized. Carnatic has to be sung only in honor of Hindu gods. It cannot be sung for Christian gods, it cannot be sung for Muslim gods. And this is what is happening today, that music is communalized. And that is something obnoxious that is happening, something which is very dangerous that is happening, because nobody can claim a right to music, because music is the property of the entire humanity. And the kind of fusion that the music creates makes you proud of your culture, makes you proud of your heritage. If you could hear Hariharan singing his Carnatic along with Ustad Rashid Khan singing in Hindustani, you would see the fusion between Hindustani and Carnatic. And that takes you to a different world itself. Krishna ne Begane Baro. This is one song which is sung in Kannada, and that is sung by Hariharan and Ustad Rashid Khan together. And if you hear it, you will go to a different world itself. And today that music is being communalized. That music is being told that this music is my music, this is not your music. And that is why I said that I am very happy that I came here to enjoy the music which had no religion, which had no language, and which had no boundaries. So thank you, comrades. I just want to say, you are celebrating your Silver Jubilee. And Dhanna told me in celebration 5,000 crackers for bus. And this hour, 5,000 crackers for bus. Yesterday, Professor G.D. Agarwal, who was fighting to save Ganga, died. He was on fast unto death, demanding that Ganga should be saved. Ganga should be clean. But he died an unsung death, a death which no political class recognized the contribution. And that is the sad thing, that the Prime Minister, who said, when contesting the election from Varanasi, nobody sent me to Varanasi. I did not go on my own to Varanasi. I went because माँ गंगा called me. माँ गंगा ने बुलाया है, इसीलिए मैं यहाँ आया हूँ. Agarwal said, when माँ गंगा called you, why were you so disrespectful to your mother? Why were you so rude to your mother? Why were you, because for us, mother is something which is, however ugly my mother is, for me she is the most beautiful person in the world. That is what the mother is. And you say, the mother, Ma Ganga, the state in which it is, that you allowed G.D. Agarwal to die in defense of Ganga. And today, the biggest challenge is the survival of Mother Earth. Can the Mother Earth survive? That is the biggest challenge. Our forests are exploited. Our rivers are exploited. Our mountains are exploited. Because under capitalism, growth is everything. There is nothing except growth. Growth has to take place. And the growth exploiting the nature. And many scientists are now saying that the life of the earth is slowly coming down. And they say by 2050 itself, around 7 crore people, the earth that they inhabit, the land that they inhabit, will go under the sea. And that is the situation in which we are today, when the very survival of the earth is in question. So in that kind of a situation, there is a responsibility for the trade unions. Ecology, which the trade unions earlier never bothered about, today it has become their concern. Environment, which the trade unions never bothered earlier, it has become our concern. Ecology and environment is our concern, and I honestly feel that we can celebrate without the crackers too. We can celebrate without the crackers too. It is not dampening your enthusiasm. There are 1,000 ways of celebrations. But at least to that extent, let us not contribute to the further aggravation of the Mother Earth. For the further contributing even to a second the destruction of the Mother Earth. So I would request you, celebrate, but crackers are not the only way of celebrating it. So comrades, I am very happy that you are celebrating the 25 years. These 25 years have never been easy for you. From the time that you took birth, you were asked to plunge into struggles. Struggle to save our industry. The struggle from your birth, the struggle began against neoliberalism, against the process of capitalist globalization, where our own industry came under threat, and you were asked to take up that struggle. And you became a glorious part of that struggle, contributed to the successes of the AIIEA, enjoyed the successes of the AIIEA, and we would proudly say that even after 25 years of neoliberal globalization, neoliberal economic attack on our industry, we have saved our industry from privatization. And that struggle, a massive struggle, a glorious struggle, you have played a great part. But from that struggle, today many more struggles are developing. Let me tell you, I normally choose my words very carefully. I would say that we are living in the most difficult times in the history of our organization. Perhaps we are living in the most difficult times in the history of our country itself. After independence, we see a situation where there is a huge problem for the economy. And when you had to fight the economic battles, you also find that the entire Indian society is sought to be divided on communal and casteist lines. In order to break the unity of the working people, in order to see that the workers do not unite to challenge the economic onslaught by the ruling classes. So we are in the most difficult times, whether globally or within the country. Let me just for 2 minutes talk about the globe. Today's what we are witnessing is a serious class struggle across the globe. What do we see in Brazil? Defending the rights of the people, defending the democratic rights of the Brazilian people, a serious class struggle is taking place. And when you look at Venezuela, where the America is trying to attack Venezuela, a serious class struggle is taking place. And you look across the world, workers are struggling. And when the workers are struggling, what we find that the right reactionary forces are trying to appropriate that struggle to push the working people to a defensive position. And in that kind of a situation is happening, India is no exception. And India also we have seen the rise of the right extreme political and economic understanding and philosophy occupying the center stage of Indian politics. And that is the danger that we have today. We are having a serious economic problem. Do you remember when in 2014 election, the present Prime Minister was attacking the UPA. He says, I do not know when the age of rupee, value of rupee will cross the age of Manmohan Singh. It did not cross the age of Manmohan Singh, but now it has crossed the age of the present Prime Minister. 2014, when this present government came to power, the value of rupee was 62 rupees a dollar. And today it has become 74 rupees a dollar. And the government is making no effort to control the slide of the rupee because they feel that if you allow the rupee to come down, our exports are going to go up. But the question is that this is a foolish policy because when the world is becoming more protectionist, America says, I am not going to import your goods. America is imposing sanctions on China. America is imposing sanctions on India. America is imposing sanctions on Europe. And the entire world is trying to become protectionist. How your rupee coming down is going to help your exports. It is absolute foolish policy. On the other hand, when the rupee comes down, the inflation goes up. And we do not know how long your DA is going to be safe because many of our comrades are having the habit, if the price index remains the same, we are going to get 66 more slabs of DA. We will be very happy without knowing that whether that DA is going to be paid to us or not, or how the government is going to manipulate it. I mean, we are also happy that we will get 66 slabs of DA, forgetting the fact that 92% of the working class in this country do not have the luxury of their basic pay linked to their DNS allowance. No protection against the price rise for 92% of the people, workforce in this country. So rupee value is going down. Unemployment. The government does not know how to tackle the issue of unemployment. Recently, Azim Premji University, it brought out a working paper. And that working paper said, in the last 4 years, we have lost nearly 7 crore jobs in this country. In the unorganized sector, in the organized sector, in agriculture, in manufacturing. We have lost 7 crores of jobs. And it says 16% of the youth in this country today are unemployed. And if 16% of the youth in this country are unemployed, what is going to happen? You can imagine the manner what is happening in Gujarat. When Gujarat entire Hindi speaking people are punished for the crime of one person. But the real reason is that they feel that all these Hindi speaking persons have come to Gujarat and they have taken away their jobs. And because of the unemployment situation, this problem is coming up. So 16% of the youth unemployed. And the same, whatever we had been saying, the Azim Premji University says now 67% of the households in this country do not earn 10,000 rupees per month. And Ramesh has asked for 40% wage revision. He says that you prompted him to ask. 40% wage revision. The increase in your monthly salary, you are asking 15,000 rupees, when 67% of the households in this country do not earn even 10,000 rupees a month. So there is a huge problem in the economy. And when there is a problem in the economy, now you say that how this problem in the economy can be overcome. The government says our economy is growing at a rate of 7.4%. IMF compliments that you have the best Prime Minister. International Finance Capital compliments that you have the best Prime Minister. 7.4% economy is growing. India is the fastest growing economy among the developing nations, large economies. But the question is that many of the economies are raising the question that a growth in GDP cannot estimate the living conditions of the people. Because when your economy is growing, the benefit of that growth is not being equally distributed. And that is the reason you find that 1% of the population today has cornered 77% of the additional wealth that this country has generated. Which means growth has no meaning. Growth is benefiting the top Adanis, Ambanis, Tatas and the Birlas. Growth is not benefiting our agricultural workers. Growth is not benefiting our Anganwadi workers. Growth is not benefiting our Asha workers. Perhaps that growth is benefiting us to some extent. But it is not benefiting the vast sections of the Indian population. So this growth is lopsided. But the World Bank, the IMF, everybody is praising the present government for ensuring the growth of the economy, because for them it should be the benefit of the rich, not the benefit or the fruits flowing to the poor. And therefore they feel if this kind of economic development has to take place, the best person that they have, a unquestioned leader that they have is Prime Minister Modi. And that is why when people, agricultural laborers want a change in the government, International Finance Capital, IMF and the World Bank say that they are happy with the existing regime. And that is the challenge that we have. What is the situation in the country? Social situation, whether it is not going to impact us. I think in Tamil Nadu, all of you held demonstration over the brutal caste killing of Pranay, a 23-year-old Dalit boy who was the son of our employee in Miryalgod. And it is given a name as honor killing. What is the honor in it? It is a pure caste killing, because he belonged to a Dalit and the girl's father belonged to a higher caste, and he was killed. So oppression against Dalits, oppression against minorities, and this is being sanctioned by the government. This is being sanctioned by the people in power, and that is the reason that we are having serious doubts as to what way this country is developing. Look at all the institutions. Our judiciary is compromised. Some time back, there was a demand that the Chief Justice should be impeached. Ultimately, it fell through. But have you seen that all the judgments which the Chief Justice has given, where the government is not involved in the judgment, they have been progressive. But where the government is a party to the judgment, those judgments have gone in favor of the government, including the Aadhaar judgment. A fraud on the constitution, which Chandrachud said in his dissenting judgment, passing Aadhaar as a money bill is a fraud on the constitution. This is what Justice Chandrachud said. But the Chief Justice held that passing of the money bill as lawful. Judiciary is compromised. Election Commission is compromised. How do you explain this? When the Election Commission calls a press conference at 12 o'clock and say that we are going to announce the dates of the election, then suddenly they change the press conference from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. The reason is that 1 o'clock the Prime Minister is speaking in Gujarat, Rajasthan. The 1 o'clock the Prime Minister is speaking in Rajasthan, where he wants to announce some concession, some benefits, and the Election Commission gives the time to him to announce those benefits and calls the press conference, shifts the press conference from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Election Commission is compromised. Central Vigilance Commission is compromised. CAG, which used to give so many reports earlier, CAG is totally silent. Media is compromised. And recently Kuldeep Nair, who died, who said, even during emergency, media was not crawling in the manner it is crawling now. The entire media has been compromised. And if you say something, if you say the agitation in Tuticorin is justified, they say that you are an urban Maoist. So you can be arrested, you can be thrown to jail. So anybody who speaks against the government today becomes an urban Maoist. He becomes an anti-national. Don't think that it is happening only to the outsiders. Do you know we have got the highest circulation of insurance worker in your zone? Insurance worker used to carry the LIC advertisement in the back side, always. It is not carrying it now. Did you observe it? It is not carrying it now. LIC was giving us 25,000 rupees. The others said that they can give us 50,000 rupees. But we were asking LIC to give only 25,000 rupees because we are committed to LIC. But LIC suddenly stopped giving advertisements. We said 25,000 is a peanut for us. For an organization like the AIIEA, we don't need your advertisement. We were asking the advertisement because of our commitment. But you are not giving it to us. At least tell us the reason why are you not giving the advertisement to us. When you received the circular of AIIEA recently, when Comrade Ramesh and I went to central office to discuss, I asked the chairman, I don't want your advertisement. Tell me the reason why are you not releasing the advertisement. Ask Ramesh, there was a silence of the grave. You know how silence will be there in the grave. About 10 central office officials were sitting in front of us. So it was 10:2. Because they know Ramesh can handle them. So it was a silence of the grave. They did not open their mouth. I asked twice. I said the same word. Your 25,000, if I say sound harsh, it is harsh, is peanut for the AIIEA. I don't want your advertisement. Tell me the reason why are you not releasing the advertisement. No answer. But answer is loud and clear. Answer is loud and clear because insurance worker editorial policy is seen as anti-government. We speak the truth and that truth is anti-government. When we went to central office, we raised one issue. There is a cooperative bank in Bangalore. It's a very 200 crore bank. A bank managed by AIIEA unit. The president of that bank received a letter saying that a complaint has gone to the Department of Financial Services. And the Department of Financial Services has sent that complaint to the Central Vigilance Commission. And the charge is that in the annual report that you presented, you have spoken against the government policy of demonetization. You have spoken the government policy of GST. So therefore, explain. As a LIC employee, listen to this. As a LIC employee and as a president of LIC Employees Cooperative Bank, you have no right to criticize a government policy. Understand this? Understand? We have seen emergency. During emergency, the government was critically attacking us. But at least we had that management was not so supine. Management was not backing the government actions. But today LIC asks a question to the employee who is a president of a cooperative bank, why did you criticize the demonetization? Why did you criticize the GST? And we are challenging that. In Mysore, there is a comrade Balaji. That Mysore comrade has gone 5th of September, you remember, 3 lakh farmers and the workers assembled at Delhi. On that day evening, Mysore had a program. Balaji spoke in that program. The local member of parliament who belongs to BJP, Pratap Sima is his name, he has written to LIC that he is a LIC employee. He spoke in that meeting criticizing the government policy, why you are not taking action against him. We have General Insurance, Anand is here. Anand is here. Mysore again, there is one, our Vice President of our zone, General Insurance, Balraman. His 4th stagnation increment is not released. What is the reason? After office hours, he participates in the activities of the other trade unions which are anti-government. The 4th stagnation increment is not released. I can give you a number of examples to say how intolerant the present government has become. The government is not the country. Prime Minister is not the nation. Country is bigger than any government. Nation is bigger than any Prime Minister. But today if you criticize a government action, if you criticize the Prime Minister, you are called as anti-national and actions are taken against you. You are asking for one more option on pension. You want it, na? I know that you want it. Huh? Yeah. But don't you think that when you ask for one more option on pension, you are criticizing a government policy? Are you not anti-national? Are you not anti-government? So this is the situation in which you are living. And in this situation you are taking your struggle forward. So freedom of expression is gone. You have no right to express. You have no right to organize. You have no right to speak the truth. And this is the dangerous situation in which we are living. And in that kind of a situation, we want certain benefits for ourselves in the insurance industry. We want wage revision, we want pension, and when the General Secretary speaks, he will speak in great detail. But we are asking for wage revision. I feel that principally and ideologically we have already scored a point. What is it? Are you observing the discussions in the bank? In the banks now, they say 6% wage revision will be given to all the bank employees. And beyond 6%, it depends upon the paying capacity of individual banks. Which means what? That our argument that wage revision should be on the basis of the paying capacity of LIC is accepted by the government. But whether they will accept it in case of LIC is a different issue. But in the banks they accept it. Now our Shaitan Mishra, you heard of him, na? He had come here also. He puts things in a very simple way. He says that everything good will not come to us, but everything bad comes to us. And he gives an example that I have a neighbor's son who always scores 97% marks. My son is a close friend of his, but despite that, my son does not get more than 60%. My neighbor's son always gets 97%. But when my neighbor's son is having a viral fever, my son also catches up that viral fever. So anything good will not automatically come to you. But anything bad, that strikes you. That strikes you. So despite the fact that they say that in the bank, individual banks have to decide on the basis of the paying capacity of the institution, it is going to be a hard struggle for us in LIC to impress upon that and secure our wage revision. We say that we have done well. Premium income has gone up. Productivity of the insurance employees has gone up. The paying capacity of LIC has gone up. And therefore we want a good wage revision. And if you read the circular of the AIIEA, we have made it very clear to the chairman that when you get the mandate from the government, ensure that the mandate is not influenced by any external development. That mandate should be on the basis of the strength of our institution. So that will be a struggle for the wage revision. One more option on pension. You burst the crackers a bit early. Because did you not see the WhatsApp messages? That after Deepavali, the finance minister is going to call a meeting of all LIC employees and announce that I am going to give you another option on pension. So Dhana should have kept the crackers for that day. So every day one message or the other goes up. But what is the reality? The reality is that despite pressures from the managements of RBI, LIC, GIC, NABARD, the government is not interested in giving another option on pension.